Good afternoon, one and all. On behalf of SVKM's Praveen Gandhi College of Law, Mumbai, I hereby welcome the distinguished speakers, guests, respected Principal Madam, our organizers, delegates, and students who have come from different parts of the globe to grace the occasion of the international webinar titled COVID-19 and the Existential Crisis. The spread of COVID-19 has influenced practically all circles of human life: physical, mental, emotional, and monetary. In India, we are exploring the means to move on from different phases of the lockdown. Lockdown has unquestionably hindered the spread of contamination of COVID infection, yet it has gravely influenced the whole economy, especially the educational and instructive frameworks around the world, prompting the closure of schools, colleges, and universities. Like any other emergency, we will ride this tide, adjust, and come out more grounded. As Socrates has rightly said, the secret of change is to focus all your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. The objective of the webinar is to expand a point of view on the youth and the students for dealing with the novel infection and about the means taken by the educational division of the government and to see how colleges are adapting to this pandemic. We will likewise examine about the effects of COVID-19 on online businesses and on innovation and budding entrepreneurs facing challenges during this pandemic. I would like to inform all the participants that the chat box is open for all to present their questions in the Q&A section of the MS Teams, and for those participants present on the YouTube live can post their questions on the live chat section for the same. I ensure you this webinar will be a profitable and a fruitful one for each one of you present here. Once again, I welcome you all to this international webinar and hope that you will have an exciting and an enriching session for the day. I would like to thank our respected Principal Madam, Dr. Nutan Madewal, and our organizing faculty, Madam Vanita Agarwal, for their constant support and motivation. Now, I request our respected Principal Madam, Dr. Nutan Madewal, to say a few words. I apologize to everyone present here for the technical glitches that we faced. Nevertheless, let's continue. Now I would request our organizing faculty, Madam Vanita Agarwal, to say a few words.
Good afternoon, honorable guest and the speaker, respected principal, teachers, and all my dear friends. Safety isn't expensive, it's priceless. Today, on the occasion of International Literacy Day, I, Professor Vanita Agarwal, an organizing faculty here on behalf of SVKM's Praveen Gandhi College of Law, welcome all esteemed guests and attendees. This webinar will help us to upgrade and literate ourselves with the help of our speakers about the challenges faced during COVID-19 and how to cope up with it. I'm thankful to the management committee that has given me an opportunity to welcome all of you, and I promise that I will not let my faith be broken down even more during my address. We all know we are committed to excellence, and this event is an embodiment of that. Our college consistently organizes series of guest lectures, seminars, symposium, conferences, quiz, moot courts, and many more every year for the benefit of students. We will have a question and answer session by way of panel discussion in the last half an hour session. Thank you all for being a patient listener. Over to Vidhi.
Thank you, ma'am. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce our first speaker for the day, Mr. Manoj Krishna Pillai. Sir is the co-founder of Shopper.com and is responsible for the product and its growth. An entrepreneur at heart, he was instrumental in founding MobMe, one of the most recognized young technology startups in India, and has worked as a co-founder of Talk Technology Solutions Private Limited. He has been awarded the Tech Nation Rising Stars 2020 for Shopper.com in January 2020 and also been felicitated by Northern Rising Star 2020 for Shopper.com GP Bullhound January 2019. He has also been awarded the British Travelling Scholarship 2009-10. Sir also won the NASCOM Innovation Award 2009 for MobMe. He was also a semi-finalist in Rice University Business Plan Competition 2010. He is a British Travelling Scholar and an MBA from Lancaster University, UK. It gives us immense pleasure to have you with us today, sir.
Sir, you are on mute.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir, yes.
Okay, that's great. So thanks for having me. So as a startup founder, I got a lot of opportunities to interact with several entrepreneurs, both successful and not so successful financially, and who went through some of the toughest financial meltdowns in the last 20 years. That includes dot-com burst and the global financial crisis of 2008. And the single best message repeatedly I got from them was every crisis is an opportunity. Fundamentally, it's an opportunity to learn, discover, and bring focus. I find this advice very relevant today. Now, for not just for small businesses, startups, but also relevant for the student community, as the choices we make today have a dramatic impact on our future. If you look into some of the most common features of these communities are, we are really willing to learn, grow and evolve, and be practical and pragmatic. These communities are also appreciated for the ability to make tough choices, and definitely we can actually see through it. So the effects of the pandemic will be lasting. For you as a student and as a startup, we are in the right position to face challenges and have the flexibility to adapt and skill ourselves compared to established businesses and the people who already have started their careers. So I am explaining you 5 choices we made at Shopper.com to manage the crisis, survive in the short term, and grow and establish in the long term. I'll start with the most important point: stay focused. The pandemic came as an absolute shock for us, like it paralyzed us, and like it did for many others. We immediately realized that it doesn't mean that we don't have to do anything. As a company, we have taken this time to focus on some of the most important things we have to. So how can we kind of salvage today and thrive tomorrow? So we started working towards two things: cutting costs and increasing revenue. As a student, you also have to focus on how to rebuild yourself and to skill you to face the post-COVID world. That lead to my second point: prepare for a different tomorrow. And it is not, as you know, it is not business as usual anymore. And you enjoy meeting your friends in campus. We also enjoyed our coffee breaks and lunch outings with our coworkers. We boasted about our company culture and how impromptu meetings and random discussions led to innovations that helped us leaping forward. All those changed. There is no more impromptu meetings and no more lunch outings. This is gonna continue like that for a long time. You all have to be ready for a different work environment and an entirely different work culture in the post-pandemic world. When you come out of the college, and you would be getting into a very different world than you ever imagined. Your parents and older siblings described you all about. How can you meet this new reality? How can you prepare for it? And what skills are relevant in the post-pandemic world? These are the questions you should have answers to be a long-term winner. So this leads to my next point: how you can be a long-term winner. We are now getting the business side of it. Not all the business will hit equal, but it may vary a lot. Like the dot-com bust or the financial meltdown, there will be winners and losers. It is very important for you to figure out if you are a winner or a loser and how this crisis will hit you. So as you may already know, tourism, hospitality and travel industry that hit really hard right now in the short term, and we don't know, and it is very difficult for us to access the impact of it in the long term on these industries. On the other side, like we have huge winners like Zoom and tech companies are doing extremely well. So these examples are extreme, and most of you are going to make your career choices in the near future, and you definitely have to join a side. So during the initial days of our business, the retail supply chain was completely broken throughout the world. People bought only essential items and essential item online. So for us, it was really a downtime. And we realized that the time progressed, the panic from people buying, like just panically, they started buying non-essential items and they started buying more online. And all the preparations that we have done during our downtime helped us during the initial phase of the lockdown came handy for us. So what we need is to sit down and look into how we can join the winning side by preparing ourselves for the winning side. And you need to understand what all skill set we need to acquire for joining the winning side. So that leads to my next point: ensure your survival and to be a long-term winner. So many consider coronavirus is the black swan of 2020. Black swan is an event that has a major impact in the business. However, it turned out that pandemic is not just a black swan for the business, but it affected all aspects of life. It killed and could potentially kill a lot more business. And it changed the way we live our lives. As a startup, even though it hit us hard, we focused on the aspects that ensured our long-term survival. Sitting back, our focus from aggressive, so we were shifting back from our focus on aggressive growth and expansion. We focused on revenue and cost cutting. The same way as students, you can also prepare for your long-term survival. As you all know, the career and employment opportunities pre-pandemic may not exist anymore, and it will take a long time for things to come back to normal. For this new normal, you have to equip yourself. This leads to my next point: contribute. And as they say, every little helps. Early on, we looked into ways we could contribute positively to the situation. During the initial time of the pandemic, panic buying and out of stock was common, and we launched a feature that let our users know when the products come back in stock. This feature helped us have thousands of users going out to physical shopping, and they could stick to online shopping, which helped in social distancing. So I believe only collective efforts can take us out all of this situation. So you can also contribute as the young members of the society. Do your bit for slowing down the spread of the virus by following social distancing and the other instructions issued by health authorities. So these are the things we focused as a startup during the pandemic and worked towards. So hope there are a few points you can also keep in mind to come out as a long-term winner. So thanks all for listening, and happy to answer any questions during the Q&A.
Thank you so much for your enriching words, sir. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce the next speaker for the day, Mr. Gary Davidson. Mr. Davidson is the Entrepreneur Engagement Manager at TechNation Northern Ireland, United Kingdom. Apart from being a mentor for Ulster Business School, a board member on multiple charities, Sir is also active in attracting UK investors via Northern Irish Download. Sir has been awarded a distinction in a 31,000-word research dissertation titled An Investigation in Relationship Between Culture and Staff Turnover Within a Multinational Retail Environment. Mr. Davidson has completed a degree in the field of venture finance and entrepreneurship from Said Business School, University of Oxford. He has also achieved a degree in the MSc field of Business Studies, Development and Innovation from Ulster University. He completed his bachelor's in the field of Study Business Management from Campbell College of Study. Mr. Davidson has also been a BEA mentor at Belfast City Council, supporting early-stage tech startups via Belfast Enterprise Academy. Sir is also a NI Family Board member at Innovative UK Belfast, Northern Ireland. It is indeed a pleasure to have you with us today, sir.
Thank you so much. Great to be here, and thank you so much for the guys at Shopper for the invite. So a little bit of background on myself. My name is Gary Davidson. I'm the Entrepreneur Engagement Manager for TechNation. TechNation is actually a government-backed organisation that is based throughout the UK. I'm the only representation in Northern Ireland, so I have a lot of ground to cover. And what we do at TechNation, just before we go into some of the challenges of